All right, finally back at it. Took a bit of a hiatus as always, but I promise we will be back on a consistent basis. But this is one third of Inside the Scoreboard. Jamal here, and just want to do a quick little recap, man, of the trade deadline, Charlotte Hornets edition. The Charlotte Hornets just placed a few trades. They kind of started early this year. Um, about a month ago, getting rid of Terry Rozier and for exchange for Kyle Lowry and also a first round pick. That is a protected first round pick in the future. So I do apologize. I don't have the exact year. I think it's the 27th, if I'm not mistaken. 2027 first round pick. So they started early, shipping Terry out, getting a first round pick. Just a few days ago, we ended up waiving Kyle Lowry. And he's actually going to intend to sign with the Philadelphia 76ers, where he's from. So that's good for him. Never was a big Kyle Lowry fan anyway. He's a good pro. Just did want him on my team, and so I'm glad. I mean, I wish we would have flipped him for some assets, but hey, at least he's now on the team. No offense to him, but so we started early with the trade deadline. Um, we also shipped out Gordon Hayward, excuse me, which is long overdue. He signed here about 3 or 4 years ago. That max deal, and it's just never really. I mean, when he's healthy, and he plays the right way, and he's a guy that can get a bucket. But it's just he misses so many games. I mean, we all seen it here. I mean, it's almost like you're paying him to not. It's almost like a Ben Simmons situation, even though Gordon tries, but he just that injury where he when he broke his ankle, it hindered his career. But he tried his best, I guess, with us. But we shipped him out to OKC. He's in a good situation, playoff contender. They're about top 3 seed in the West. They were number one a couple days ago. Not sure if it. I know they lost last night. They ended up losing, so they probably dropped the seeding. So they're probably still a top 3, top 4 in the West there. But long story short, got rid of Gordon, brought in Tre Mann, Micic, I think it is, who's another veteran point guard from Europe. That's about 30 years old. And so we got a veteran point guard from Europe, from OKC, Tre Mann. Got some second round picks. Along with those second round picks, we also picked up, having a lag in my memory real quick. From OKC, we also picked up, who else did we pick up? Oh, Bertans. I think his name is the 3-point shooter. He was in Washington some years ago. Played with Dallas as well, but sharpshooter, power forward. Um, and then so those were the three, and we got some two second round picks in that deal. So it was actually good to get some assets for Hayward because it didn't seem like we were going to get much for him. So actually, that we got 3 rotational players, young prospect, backup point guard with Micic, and then also a point specialist, stretch forward, and Bertans. I was cool with that. And so we also made another trade, and I think this is the one that we kind of saw it coming. Dallas was interested in the stretch four, um, and so they couldn't get Cal Kuzma. I think I'm not sure if they tried to get Markinson from Utah. That would have been an ideal fit for them, I feel like. But they ended up trading for PJ Washington. As we all know, he was drafted by the Hornets, but he signed the extension over the summer. But we finally traded him. Like I said, I think they wanted to just get some assets for players that they could. We were obviously sellers, so traded PJ for Seth Curry, Grant Williams, and also got a first round pick. Like it's very lightly protected. It's like a 26 or 27 first round pick. That's top 2 protected. They have Luka on the team, so that first round pick would definitely not be a top 2 pick. So that would definitely be our pick that we have. And so overall, I'm not mad with what we got back. We got quality players that are rotational players, guys that know how to play, and it's shown in the last 2 games. I mean, when you look at Grant Williams, he's not as offensively skilled as PJ Washington, but I mean, he has those intangibles as leadership. He's gonna play hard. He's gonna play defense. Not saying that PJ didn't do those things, but it's just a different dynamic. I think Grant role is limited as far as like PJ, where I think PJ felt like he needed to do a lot offensively. With Grant's going to be a star in his role, in that limited role. He's going to defend. He's going to play hard. He's going to shoot the open shots that he needs to take. He's not going to force anything. I think with PJ, sometimes he was inconsistent just because he didn't have a true role on the team. And I feel like with Grant, he actually has more of a defined role. He knows he's going to be a star as a role player in that position. So I like what he's brought to the table. Like I said, we're 2-0. Grant is averaging 18 points a game. He's from Charlotte. That's always a good thing. Seems like we always keep somebody from North Carolina on the team. We already got Cody Martin, who's from North Carolina, Leaky Black, and we did have Ish Smith until we waived him. I wish we would have kept him just for locker room presence, but we got Seth Curry, another guy, like I said, that's we all know the last name speaks for itself. Curry, son of Steph Curry, excuse me, I said son of Dale Curry, excuse me, brother of superstar Steph Curry. But yeah, Seth, I mean, hey, he did a great job tonight. He produced. He scored. He went. He exploded in the third quarter. I think he had about 14 points in the third quarter. Do not quote me on that, but he had a real good game. He ended up dropping T.J. McConnell for a three, so that was just exciting to see. The guys are playing together real well. Tre Mann, I mean, he looks like a quality guard. He had damn near triple double. I think about 8 assists, 10 rebounds. Like I said, don't quote me because I watched the game, so I just watched the game. I'm not actually looking at stats on my phone. But Tre Mann had a great game, almost a triple double. Michik, I may be mispronouncing his name. He's just a guy that you just gotta have your head on the swivel if you're his teammate, because he will throw you the rock and you better be ready to catch it. So, I mean, he is always trying to find an open guy. He actually made a few plays at the end. He actually traveled at the end of the game as well. The rest didn't call it, so we finally had a call go our way, or a non-call went our way in that sense. But overall, man, the team is playing good basketball. Everybody's playing for each other. Bertans, he knocked down a couple shots. I mean, it's just free flowing. It's definitely something that I'm getting used to, man. I think usually in the like I said, the past couple months we just have had injuries that we dealt with Gordon, LaMelo, Mark Williams. We're depending on Leaky Black, Nick Smith Jr., J.T. Thor, Bryce McGowens. I mean, it was just the young guy. We had a bunch of young guys in there that wasn't quite ready. We didn't really have a point guard as well without LaMelo. I mean, we had Ish Smith, but Ish Smith is more of like an Energizer Bunny type point guard that comes in the game, can switch the tempo up a little bit. He's not your everyday rotational point guard, not the age of 35 or 36. So, like I said, it sucks to see him go. Sucks to see PJ go because I think he's actually a real good player. He will shine in Dallas. He actually had a good game this past weekend in Dallas. So, shout out to Ish Smith and PJ Washington and even Gordon Hayward from the aspect. I mean, I feel like sometimes with Gordon, it feels like he knew like Miles and LaMelo was taking his shine, and he wasn't going to be that lead guy that he thought he was. But I'm like I said, he was a professional for the most part when he was here. So I mean, shout out to him at OKC. I think he'll do great with them. It's just health is a big concern. So hopefully he can stay healthy with OKC and do have a playoff run with them. But overall, man, like I said, we're 2-0 since making those trade or since the trade deadline. Or not 2-0. I think they 2-0 since those guys played. Excuse me. So we're 2-0 since those rotational players have played. We actually lost to Milwaukee around the trade deadline. Of course, just because, hey, at this point, probably because we only had like 5 or 6 players we had anyway. But like I said, as far as this, we beat Memphis, which we should have beat Memphis. They're struggling with their own injuries as well. They don't have John Morant and a few other players on their team. John Morant, I can't think of a couple other injuries they have, but we beat them. We ended up beating Indiana tonight, which is a playoff team, quality playoff team. Halliburton, Miles Turner, Siakam, and I got a hell of a coach in Rick Carlisle. But man, we played great, man. It's exciting to see Brandon Miller is coming to his own, and it's actually surprising he's looking like, oh, I don't have him and Miles are like, we don't have to do everything. We have other guys that can facilitate, can score, play their role. Like I said, this team actually will be somewhat interesting if we get LaMelo or Mark back. I just want those guys to get healthy to be ready for next year. I don't want us to force them back, but it would be good to see this team as a whole with Mark Williams being our starting center and Nick coming off the bench. That's that solid backup big man. Love to see LaMelo got there with the shooting of Bertans, Grant, Seth Curry. I mean, Miles is playing great. mouse and clean up his. It seems like he's cleaning up his act off the court. Hopefully everything, whatever that situation is, hopefully he learned his lesson and definitely never condone the things he did. But I'm not going to dwell too much on that because, like I said, this is more so about the post deadline, how the team looked. Team looked great. I'm not going to keep you guys too long, but I'll be back with 2-0. So definitely a lot better. Actually, we'll be at the game where we play Atlanta on Wednesday on the 14th. So definitely excited to see how we fare against Atlanta. Atlanta's going to be an exciting team with Murray and Trae Young. It's going to be a good test. So I'm excited. But all in all, man, I'm happy with the assets we got back. Like I said, we started a little bit early with Terry Rozier, but overall we got some great rotational pieces, 2 first-round picks and 2 second-round picks this season. So it's great, man. Mitch, he ended this on a bang, kind of like I wouldn't say a bang because we didn't score a superstar, but he made some nice moves to end his run as GM. He actually stepped down today. He's going to be an advisor and not the GM anymore. So, man, we're 2-0, Buzz Nation. So, yeah, let's try to make it 3 in a row, but definitely excited. Let me know what y'all think.